guys! So today I thought I'd do a look. I picked up some things from the Marilyn Monroe collection, and so I wanted to do a look kind of using them as well as inspired by some of the colors, because I had a lot of things that were basically dupes for a lot of the shades. So to start off with, I'm actually going to take my Dangerous Curve paint pot, just because it's a silver, and I'm putting that over my eyelid as an extra base. Now I'm going to take Electra, which is basically a dupe for the Silver Screen eyeshadow that came out. So this is Electra. It's just a really pretty silver with a lot of sheen, because all the colors in the collection were very sheeny, so they weren't matte. I feel like this is so far away. I'm filming on my computer. If you watch at all, I actually broke my camera, or my cats did. So I'm going to put this in the inner third and under my eye. So inner third, actually more like inner half. Okay, and now I'm going to take the little angled brush to use it underneath my lower lashes. Okay. Now I'm going to take the only eyeshadow I actually got from the Marilyn collection. This one is Showgirl. I didn't have anything very similar. Temptalia said that Contrast was a close color to it, but it wasn't really similar. I swatched them next to each other. This one's much more like a silver sheened blue, but it's super pretty. And I'm just gonna, since I have the angled brush, I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna put this underneath my eyelashes, the outer half. Okay. Now I'm going to take my brush, the 213, and then the outer half on my top lid. Now I'm going to take Crystal Avalanche, which is a dupe for How to Marry. I'm getting used to the camera yet, so that's How to Marry, or a dupe for it. It's actually Crystal Avalanche, which is part of the permanent range. All these are permanent except the one from the collection. So I'm just going to get that on my angle brush, and then I'm putting it in my just inner corner to help brighten that up. Now you can leave it like this, which is true to the collection colors. I mean, there's nothing in there that wasn't like a collection color. But on this one, you can see I added a dark in the crease, as well as in the inner or outer wing area. So what I did with that was I just took Typographic, which is a matte 2 formula of a very like dark, it's close to black. It's like a ashy black. Okay, and then I'm going to put this in that outer corner V, kind of playing up a wing shape. I'm just deepening it up and bringing it in. And I can take this same color, and just in that very outer corner of my lower lash line, I'm going to build it up too. Alright, now I'm going to take my 224 and just blend those. Okay, and now for a highlight, I'm going to use a third shade that is fourth shade from like the collection, but I didn't pick it up. It's the blonde one, Preferred Blonde. So as a dupe for that is Dazzlelight. So I'm taking that on my 224. I'm going to dab it under my eyebrows as just a brow highlight. So this would be using like the 4 colors from the collection. I really thought I was going to get all the colors too, and I was really disappointed. Oh, I won't say disappointed, I shouldn't be disappointed, that they basically had dupes for all of them, but Preferred Blonde was actually sold out too. But when I looked at what was dupable for them, I was like, I have all of those except Contrast, and that's the one that wasn't actually dupable. So even if I'd have had that, I'd have been disappointed and been like, oh, well, I wish I would have got it. So I'm glad I could swatch them side by side. Now I have one coat of mascara on, but I'm going to curl my lashes. And I'm going to use the Maybelline Falsies Volume in Flared, just in a black. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and go on to cheeks, which I didn't pick up the Legendary blush, I picked up the other one, but I feel like Legendary would have went good with this blue eye look. And so it's kind of a dupe for a mix between Immortal Flower, which is more peachy toned. It's not showing up very peachy toned. It looks like brown. It's like a solid peach. And then Stunner, which is like a peachy, sheeny pink. So it's kind of a mixture between these two. So I'm actually going to mix these two and just take a blush brush and dot them in each one. And it's a satin finish. Immortal Flower is satin as well as Stunner. So it's got the same kind of finish as that one will. So I'm just going to put these on my cheeks, building up the color a little bit. So I really did like the Legendary blush, but because I had something so dupable to it, I figured, why buy something else? I'm really trying to stop myself because I've picked up so many things that are completely dupable to something I already have, and then I get here and I'm like, oh, rent's due. So I'm being good. And I'm going to take, actually, probably Dior Amber Diamond as a highlight. They didn't really have a highlight powder. They had the beauty powder, but that was more of like a very sheer whitish powder, and I felt like it looked too powdery on me. And I like a more matte finish, but not too powdery. So I'm going to put that on my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. And I sometimes just kind of, whatever's left, put it above my eyebrows. I got my hair pinned back just enough so that I don't get it in the way. I'm going to curl my lashes with eyelash curler. Okay. They had two pencils, Fascinating and Smolder. I'm going to use Bobbie Brown's gel eyeliner just because I prefer using a gel on my top lash line. So I'm going to take that with a Sonia Kousak angle brush. And I'm going to do a slight wing on the outer part. Woo! That didn't work. I need to pick up another brush of this because it just kind of loses its shape after a while. And it's not as precise, which makes it more difficult to use as a lining brush. Okay. Now that that's done, they had a pair of false lashes, which were very flared in the middle, which was something kind of different. It was just like a normal, more natural finish lash. If you can imagine the shape of it at least, it just forms and it's the same length on every part of your eye. But in the middle they were so much more flared out, but they were very more dramatic than a natural lash. But I don't love that, and I try to stay away from MAC lashes because they're about $14–16, whereas the lash ones I buy at Walmart are about $4, $3. So this is a demi wispy lash, and I like these because they flared out on the end. Though Marilyn's look was more in the middle, it was kind of look of the time was more doe-eyed, whereas now I think we almost go for a more exotic winged look. So I'm just going to put lash glue on that, and I'm using the Revlon Lash Precision Lash Glue. And I'm going to let that get tackier by taking my Feline eye kohl. This is Smolder is a black. That's what they had with the collection. I have the Feline, so it's a black. It's just a black eyeliner. And I'm going to do my tight line, or I'm going to tight line my waterline. And I'm doing my bottom waterline. I suppose I should say that because I'm not sure how in focus I am. So that's the end of the liner. And I'm going to take Great Lash, Lots of Lashes, which has the little cone brush. That's what I use on my lower lashes to define them. Now I can take that lash strip and I'm going to put it as close to my lashes as possible on top. Okay, so I'm going to let those sit and dry and set, and then I'm going to go on to lips. The very last part is lips. Woo! I dropped it. Alright, these were both in the collection. So this one is Pure Zen, which is the nude, which I think looks really good with the bluish toned eyeshadow. I think the other shades were all reds and kind of a pinky red. So this one is the only one I felt like went with this look. And Phiff, was also in the collection. I have it from Glitter and Ice, and they were sold out. I kind of wanted a backup because it's the most gorgeous champagne glitter Dazzleglass. So I'm going to take this and just put it on top. Mwah. And I believe they said Lazy Day is kind of a dupe. It's a more gray tone dupe for this. This one's a cream sheen. So it came out before, so you might have it, but Pure Zen. I do like this. I'm not huge on nudes sometimes because I don't actually like the concealer look on my lips. But this one is much more of a natural toned nude, and it's kind of a neutral, just neutral. I don't know, it's not super peachy or toned any which way, but I like that a lot. And I think that's makes the most sense with this look. So this is kind of using the blue toned silvery products and the more neutral peachy ones. Woo! I almost fell over. I can't tell how much you guys can see. This is probably not going to be as good a quality as my camera. I'm doing it on my computer, so I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do until I figure out what's wrong with my camera, and maybe even then I'd have to fix it. So I will see you guys later. Bye!